Hi everybody, it's Carolyn with Carolina Crafting. If you'll just let me know when you hop on so I can know you're there, if you'll say hello. Hope everyone's having a good day. Sorry we didn't get to do our live last week. Right before, maybe 30 minutes before, we had just a little pop-up thunderstorm and it knocked our power out. It didn't come back on till after midnight. Hey Shirley. We actually had some storms this week and we were without power again on Tuesday, but it was only for maybe a couple of hours. It wasn't very long. When you hop on, if you'll just say hi so I know you're there. I appreciate everyone spending part of their evening with me. After a long day at work, I really look forward to these moments where I can sit down and craft and spend time with you guys too. It's one of my favorite parts of the week. You're right, Shirley. Those summer storms are so unpredictable. Alright, we've got a few people. Let's just hold on a couple of minutes more. While I'm waiting, let me move this out. This is what we're working on tonight. I'll show you the project I had planned for last week. And I will be doing a video tutorial. I hadn't had a chance to do it yet. But look for it this weekend. If you remember last week we were doing Halloween stuff with Frightfully Fun, and I hadn't had a chance to play with the gable boxes yet, so I had decorated these. Let me grab another one I did. And I'm sure you've seen other demonstrators with these as well. Now the paper's not from Frightfully Fun. The paper is called Spooktacular, and it's a 6x6 designer series paper. Uh-oh. Audio is not working. Okay, Shirley's getting it. Is everybody else hearing me, or is it just Anne? Okay, Anne's got her. Great. All right, good. Because I was gonna say I am not a techie person. If I have to figure out what's wrong with the sound, we may probably just wouldn't have any tonight. But yeah, these were the little boxes I was planning to make last week, and I will get a video tutorial filmed and put it on the website this weekend, if you want to know the measurements and everything. But I thought these were really cute, and I have a couple more that I'm going to decorate too, just to give you more ideas, not just for Halloween, but other times of the year you can use them too. These are just so cute little boxes too. to me, they looked bigger when I was looking at them online. Now I can't get it open. But they're not. They're small and petite and really cute looking. I'm not sure if you can get an idea from that, but anyway, they're really cute. All right, now I'll bring tonight's projects back in. Oh dear, Christine says her audio. Okay. Well, I'm glad it's working now, because like I said, if we're relying on me to fix it, we're in trouble. Okay, so this week I had picked the Heirloom Boutique Bundle to feature. I don't know if you've been following along, but starting last week I decided I really want to pick a product or a suite or a bundle to focus on, to give you several ideas of how you can use a stamp set or the stamps and dies, etc. So I hope you're liking this new format for that, and please give me suggestions if you have a stamp set at home that you've been struggling to find ideas with. If I have that stamp set, or if I have that product or dies, I'll see what I can come up with to help. So at any time, give me suggestions for that. I'd really appreciate it. So as I mentioned, Heirloom Boutique Bundle is what I chose to focus on this week. And some of the reasons are, it's very versatile. You can use it on different cards. The floral design lends to birthday, thank you, sympathy, thinking of you. You can do any kind. Now it does have more, like for weddings, that their sentiments and greetings in here. So I've been pairing mine. I've used some of these, but I do pair it with some other sets too, just to mix up the greetings and have a little more variety with that. So yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. So let me show you the cards I've made so far. So for my Monday card, if you know, I do what's called Motivation Monday. I'll either do a color combo or a template, and just to get some ideas and maybe inspiration to start your crafting for the week. So Monday I did a color combo with Basic White, Fresh Freesia, and Blackberry Bliss. And I used Lots of Love from the stamp set, and then I used the dies to cut flowers out, and then I just sponged a little of the Blackberry Bliss on them to give them a little more dimension. And then this card, if you haven't seen it, that means you're not on my newsletter subscription list. Each Tuesday, or actually this week it went out Wednesday because I didn't have power Tuesday evening. I do a exclusive video tutorial that only goes out in my newsletter, so I won't post those anywhere else. But this is the card that went out in the newsletter this week. And then this card I posted yesterday, a birthday card, and showed you some ideas of coloring the flowers and then die cutting them out and adding them around the corners of the arches. So today we're going to do something a little different. I wanted to show you also that this stamp set pairs well with with designer series paper. It comes in a bundle, as I mentioned before, which is just stamps and dies. So it doesn't come with paper, but it coordinates with a lot of paper. So let me put this aside, and I'm going to bring in a piece of very vanilla cardstock and go ahead and stamp my flowers. And if y'all have questions at any time, let me know. And also, keep the comments coming, because I had decided, and I was going to announce this last week until we got canceled, that at the end, I'm going to start giving away the cards or projects I make and just randomly select someone for the comment. So if you're here and haven't commented, please do so that I'll see your name and possibly would select your name for the giveaway. All right, so I'm going to use Golden Glow to color in my flowers, and that's of course one of our new in colors this year. And by the way, I've selected Golden Glow because I'm pairing it with it's the 2026 2028 in color gingham gallery with this designer series paper, which I really love. I think a lot of that gingham is going to do well mixing it in for fall cards, which is coming up here in a quick minute. So while I'm coloring, I'm going to try to do it quickly. Let me know where you're watching from. Of course, I'm here in North Carolina. Okay. And I'm going to add just a little accents on this one since it has those. Use my darker Golden Glow. Alright, yeah, Shirley's in Texas. Anne's in North Carolina. She's down the street. Well, a little more than down the street, but a town or two over. And this I'm using here is pecan pie to do my centers of the card. And Christine's in Myrtle Beach. I think y'all have been getting as many storms as we have in Myrtle Beach, haven't you? And the color I'm using is Peaceful Pine for my leaves. All right. Now I want to stamp on here as well a greeting, and I'm going to do thank you on this one. I'm going to make this a thank you card. And I think I'll stamp, I think I'll use Peaceful Pine for my ink. Okay. All right, so we've got the basics for the card. Let me bring the rest of it in and we'll put it together. I can move this now. So my card base is a regular A2 card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then the piece of designer series paper, like I said, was the in color gingham gallery, and that is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, and I'm putting it on a mat of Peaceful Pine that just shows a little bit of the green around it, and it is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. So let me go ahead and glue these together. And if you're joining late, please let me know you're here, because as I mentioned a little earlier, I'm selecting people from the comments and giving my cards away tonight. So please let me know you're here and you may get one of the cards. Oh, that's okay, Carol. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad you're here. All right, and then we'll just add this onto our card base. Okay, and then I think I failed to mention my piece of Very Vanilla cardstock is 4 1/4 by 3 inches, and then the green mat around it is 4 3/8 by 3 1/8 Peaceful Pine. So let me go ahead and glue these together. Again, you'll just have that little peekaboo of green around the edge. And then I want to use dimensional so that this sets up a little bit off the card. Here, I like using my take your pick tool. I can get these off a lot faster than with my fingers. There we go. Okay. And then I think we need some of the in color dots as well, just to complete it. I think I'll do the golden glow for these. There we go. That was a quick and easy card, and I've got a second one for us to do. I knew that one wouldn't take long, so tonight I wanted to show you how it pairs well with different types of designer series paper. So where did I, here, let's see, here it is. Trying to find where I put my next stash of supplies. All right, so the next card, I'm pairing it with the Delicate Whispers paper. Unfortunately, it is unavailable right now. It's been pretty popular, but according to our information, it should be available again in a few days. According to the website, it's saying around August the 17th. So hopefully it'll be available soon. So I wanted to show you with the dies. These flowers remind me so much of the flowers with the dies, and even the ones on this design as well. So I thought the paper would pair well with these dies to make some cards. So I'll show you what we're gonna do. I'm starting out with just a basic A2 card base again. And we're going to use a piece of white cardstock, basic white, that's 3 3/4 by 5. And we're going to take a piece of that Pretty Designer Series paper that is 2 inches by 5 inches and glue it on the bottom. I love this paper. I think it's so pretty. Just going to line it up right at the bottom. And then I have a Secret C mat to put it on, which is 4 by 5 1/4. But before I do that, and I probably should have stamped before I glued down my paper, but I want to stamp a sentiment on it. And so with this one, this card, I'm pairing Words and Wishes. No, I'm not. Sorry, that was the first one. I used the thank you on it. I'm using Prayers and Promises on this one. And I'm going to use Secret C ink to stamp with. And this says, so sorry for your loss. And then I'll stamp my inside as well. It says, as you grieve, may your memories comfort you, your faith strengthen you, and may hope heal your heart. Okay, now we can start putting our card together. Do any of you have the Delicate Whispers Designer Series paper? And it's one of the specialty ones. It's got that little, I don't know if you can see it with me moving it around, that metallic kind of copper looking color on it. Okay. Then we'll glue this to our Secret C mat, and then we'll glue that on the front. Alright, and now the fun part, we get to cut flowers to put on it. So I'm going to move my card aside, and I've got me some scraps here of hydrangea hue and, oh, what is this called? Earth and Tone metallic paper. So I'm going to cut the centers out of the Earth and Tone, and then cut me some flowers for my hydrangea hue. And I've got a couple. I'm not sure if I want to use this big one or not, but we're going to cut a few flowers and just see. And I can use my smaller machine for this, my mini Stampin' Cut machine. Alright, let me just load it up here and cut a few out. Do you guys like die cutting? I really love my, well, I love both of mine. I like this one when I'm doing small things like this, so I don't have to make as much space on my desk for the big one. But I love the big one because you can emboss with your embossing folders on it. And I love embossing. Let's do a few more here. You know what? I actually don't think I will do the bigger flower. I don't think, looking at it and looking at my card, I think it will be too big. I think I'll just stick to these smaller ones. Take your pick tool to get it loose in there. Oh, and guys, remember the paper sale too. Is select cardstock and designer series paper that's on sale through the end of the month. So be sure and check that out and see if some of the paper you've been wanting is on sale. I've already placed an order, of course. Might not need any more of those. Let me just make a few more flowers here. The only thing I wish when I'm cutting a lot, I wish, and some sets do have two of the same dies, like the centers you can cut 2 at a time. That's the only thing I wish, if I'm doing a lot of die cutting of the same, if it had multiple dies for it. I agree, Shirley. The elements do add a lot to the card. Alright, let's see how many I've got. I think I need a couple more. Hope I'm not boring y'all with the die cutting. Just a few more flowers. And I don't know if you on Saturdays I always post a card I make with scraps, and so this Saturday I'm using scraps I have with the dies to make a card. So you'll have to see that. That's one thing I like about the dies too. You can do so much with it. This is such a versatile set. Can do so many things with it. Okay, let's see how many I have now. 1, 2, and let's see if that's enough. If not, it's enough to give you an idea, and I can finish it up after. Okay, so let's bring my card back in, and all my little flowers. And what I'm doing, I'm just placing them right across that border there where your designer series paper meets your white cardstock. And I like for them to be a little bit staggered too, and not have it all linear. And I'll probably pop a couple of them up on some dimensionals as well. So let me go ahead and glue a few down. Oops. And then I think I'll put that one on a dimensional. So let me glue these others down. I'll do that one on a dimensional and maybe this one on a dimensional. So I'll glue that one down in between. Let's put him up a little bit. Okay, and then before I do that, I want to make sure I get my centers put on these that are glued down on the card. Hi, Jeanette. Thank you for watching tonight. Yeah, anyone that's not commented yet, please do so, because once I finish, I'm going to draw a couple of names to send my cards to, so you can use them. Alright. Let's put a couple more of these centers on. And then we'll put the last couple of flowers on with dimensionals. If I can figure out where I put them. My desk is such a mess. And I just had them. Oh, I put them back. That's odd. I put them back in the drawer they belong in. Okay. So let's put a couple of dimensionals on here. On this one. Oops. And do we need some of the in color dots on this or no? Vote in the comments whether we want to add them or not, the hydrangea hue ones. Should we add a few or leave it as it is? Oh, you know something that I meant to do, that if you want to make this card, something to tie it in better to the flowers, I meant to use a blending brush. I'll show you with this extra one I have here, while y'all are letting me know in the comments whether or not to add the in color dots. But I meant to bring in a blending brush and just get a little of that Secret Sea ink and go right in the middle and add a little color. And then put the center in. You can kind of see it. It does add a little more dimension to it. But I forgot I was going to do that. Okay, Ann says dots, so we'll put some dots on. Let's see. All right, I do think that completes it a little better. Okay, so there are our 2 cards for tonight, and I'm gonna just randomly, I'm not looking, I'm just kind of scrolling through the comments and randomly gonna stop on one and tell you who wins. We'll do the first card I made first, and that card I'm gonna send to Christine. Christine, you'll have this card. And then the second card, let me randomly pick again. Shirley. I landed on Shirley. So Christine and Shirley, I'm going to send these to you and hope you enjoy them. And then, like I said, if you have ideas or a suite or a bundle or just a product you want to have me focus on, if I've got it in my stash, I'll see what I can come up with for you. But I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do next week. So if you got some ideas, send them to me. Does anybody have any questions or anything before we wrap it up? All right. Well, thank you so much for spending part of your Thursday evening with me. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I look forward to this time every week. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a great rest of your week.